Okay, so now we are going to discuss about update set. Okay, so as everyone know, in ServiceNow is kind of, you can say, where it's a platform where we can develop something. Develop means what? There will be some development. It means there will be some testing as well. And after testing, we are pushing the code to prod. That is the live instance, right? So in development means what? What we will do, everyone know, like admin only can develop the things in service, right? So in the development, what generally we'll do, we'll create the table, right? We'll create a table, will, you can say, create a field, we'll write a script, right? Then we'll create a application menu. Then we can go what, we can create modules, right? We'll create a field, so we'll create this kind of development, right? So this we can set, we will configure the system, we will change the banner image and all, right? Configuration. Now see, this is a fine. Creating a table is a different thing, and just tell me one thing, if I'm creating the incident, that is different, right? So if I'm creating an incident and I am creating application, no, there is a difference, right? Creating application menu, that is a, you can say, configuration, and creating the incident, that is not a configuration, right? So that is what, creating an incident is just a data, on that we need to work on. Okay, this is the, everyone got this, what is the configuration and what is the normal data what you are creating. If I go here and if I create the incident, okay, if I click on create new, I'm creating the incident. And if I'm creating application menu, if I'm going to, so there is a difference, right? So what is the difference? So for what we can consider this is a development or configuration. Okay, but if you are doing that in dev instance, everyone know we are getting three instances, dev, test and prod. So after doing the development, we need to push the code into prod configuration. Sorry, I should not see the code. We need to push the configuration to the test instance, where the testers will test that whether it is working fine or not working fine, right? So what we can consider, the which configuration we need to send to testing. I don't think so. If you are creating an incident, I should send that incident to testing, right? Everyone agree on this? Yes. But if I'm creating a table, I should send that table to the testing. So how we will come to know, okay, whether this is a configuration or this is a, you can say, normal data. Anyhow, incident also is table, and you can say application menu also having one table, or maybe like where you are creating a table in sys underscore db underscore object table, you are creating a table. This is also one table for service now. This is also one table in, you can say, for service now. So how you will distinguish? Maybe we can distinguish like this. See, all the tables which are system table, in the system table, if you are creating a record, we can consider that as a configuration. Okay, a table which are starting out of box table, user defined table, so maybe we will not consider that as a configuration table. So maybe when you are doing this, we are always, you can say, working with the system table, and those configuration we are going to send to testing, right? Everyone agree on this? Means the what, how we will identify the configuration and not configuration things. Okay, in service now, if you are creating a record in a system table, means that is what, that is the configuration. Everyone agree on this? Dictionary entry, this is also dictionary entry also. If I right click on this number, go to configure dictionary. So configure dictionary entry table also starting with sys underscore. So the table name is, come on, again the URL is not coming. Here I can see in the sys underscore dictionary. So we can say that, right? If we are creating a record that in a system table means that is a configuration record and that we need to move to test. So how to move to test in service? Okay. So we have component. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yes, right. Yeah. See, every record has having a sys ID. Sys ID is for what purpose? To identify the record. But what I'm telling you, how to configure. Suppose, yeah, if I'm creating a recording incident, just that's a normal ticket, right? But if you are creating an application menu, that is not a normal record. It is a configuration where you can see in the next navigation. Through that you can access some functionality. So how you will configure, how you will see? Incident is a configuration record? No, right? Configuration record means what? If you do something, it will affect something in the system. If I create a number of incident, what will be effect on the system platform? See, now again, if you want to create a table in ServiceNow, we have SysDB object table. If you create a record in that table, then it will treat as a new table. On that table, you can insert the record. But when you are inserting the record in that table, whether that is a configuration? No, right? What do you think? So sysid is for another purpose. Configuration record is for another purpose, right? Creating a table, that is a configuration. Creating, you can say, a record in that same table, it is not a configuration. That is just a dummy data. Okay. So to configure all this configuration. Okay, that is one thing. How you will distinguish? Like we starting with sys underscore. Okay, maybe in that table we can create a record and we can consider that is a configuration record. But now if I consider user table, okay, so user table also starting with sys underscore, group table also starting with sys underscore. So whether we should consider user record also is a configuration record. What do you think? Yes, guys. Okay, just forget about that definition. I told you what, according to my observation, maybe your observation, you can consider, okay, if you create a record in system table, maybe we can consider as a configuration. But for a user, whether it is a configuration record, if you create a user, what you think, guys? Okay, one is yes, who is no? You want to explain something? So both answers are correct, by the way. Yes, why it is no? Mhm. Right, when if you are just creating a user, okay, for testing also, why we'll consider as a configuration. But if you are creating a user, that record has login access. So some people will say that is a configuration, some people say not a configuration. Okay, now that definition, our definition, what if you create a record in system table, that is a configuration record, that is wrong. Okay, because some people think, okay, yes, some people think no. So in service now, you can say how you will distinguish whether this is a configuration table or not. All the tables of all the records of that table considered as a configuration records or not. So that is defined by one attribute, that is a table level attribute. So what I will do, I will show you that attribute. So I will go to, you can say this is a application menu. In application menu, I will go to configure. I click on dictionary. In the dictionary, you can say I need to select a table record. The table record is for which we have type equal to connect collection, that is the table record. If you go to that table record, so there is one attribute we call as the update sync attribute. If this update sync attribute is equal to true for the table, okay, we will consider this as a configuration table. Means all the records of that table will get, you can say, we can send to test environment. How to do that? We have a component update set. Yesterday we have created the update set, right? So we have update set component. In that update set component, okay, what configurations are getting stored? All the records of the table for which update sync is equal to true. So now all is sorted. What is the configuration record in service now? Okay, if you create a record in a table for which update sync attribute is equal to true, so that record will get captured into update set, considering that is the configuration record. Now go to the user table, sys underscore user, click on list. So let's see in the user table, if I go to configure, if I go to dictionary, let's say whether that update underscore sync is true or false for this user table. We need to go to type equal to collection. So in dictionary, we can have columns as well as table record. So here you can see there is no update underscore sync. Now go to the role table. Right click here, configure dictionary. So has role table. I will go to this table and just check. So there is update underscore sync. It means what? If you create a role, it will get captured into a capture as a configuration item or configuration. But if you create a user, that is not a configuration. And now to capture the configuration, what we have done, we need to create the update set. How to create the update set? I think everyone knows that. Okay, still I will show. So I told you, like blindly, if you want to do anything in service, not just write update set. There is a local update set. Okay, in local update set, you can create update set. So I will here write update set name. Generally, we'll write update set. I will just write update set topic. Okay, now update set having three states. One is in progress, complete, and ignore. In progress means that you can use for the current configuration to capture the configuration. Okay, so you can release that. These are the all metadata. You can put this description for what purpose you have created this update set, what you want to capture. Suppose I have given you task, create one table, and just you have created a table, but you have created application menu also. That is wrong. If your task is only create the table, just capture those things into this update set. Now just after this, just click on submit and make current. Make current means what? You can utilize that update set to capture the configuration. So whatever you are doing now, it will go into that update set. So in ServiceNow, for every, you can say by default, there is a default update set. Whatever you are done till now, right? It will go to default update set in your instance also. If you go here, settings, you can see update set. So these are my all update set and these are the default update set. These are I have created it. This is the default update set for everyone you have. Now I have set update set topic. And let's see what I will do now. I will create one role and user. See, I will go to role. I will just click on roles and I just click on new. I will just write paste update set. Okay, unspecified, I will say no. I click on submit. See, now I have created one role. Let's see how to go to that update set. You can go from here as well. If you click on that you can see this is update set name and it will capture custom update, customer update. It will capture the role. See, if you open this, you can see this is a record, and in a payload you can see that XML of that record. Okay, now if I go to user, if I create one user, and if I save this, and if I go to update set, how to go to update set in another way, go to local update set, just see the created one, latest update set topics for one, and you can see it is in progress, there is no record. But now if I go to quick link, and if I modify this, instead of security ITL, maybe I will remove this, I will put ITIL. Okay, I will remove the role, that's it. This is nothing but the modification of the record for which table, this app application. For this table, go configure. Let's see whether the update sync property is true or false for this table. Go to collection. So there is update underscore sync. It means this record also get captured into update set, the application made. It means what, for the table, if update underscore sync property is true, that if you are doing any modification or any, you can say, new record, it will get captured into update set, right? And same thing, okay, this application may no role, okay, I can put this application may no role into another update set. Okay, but before that, I just want to know, are you clear on the update set? What things it will get captured, that's it. How to move that, that is the second part. But everyone know what is the configuration in ServiceNow. If you create an application, you know why that is a configuration. If you create a user, that is not a configuration. If you create a role, that is a configuration that we can move from one instance to another instance using update set. So everyone got this? Yes. Okay. Now this is the first thing. Now there is one more thing in ServiceNow. If you go to any record, like if you go to, you can say user, if I open this, for every record, if you right click, you can say there is a copy CSID. In the same fashion, we can export this in XML, PDF, and you can say landscape and portrait. You can export this kind of user record here. I can put the XML also. I can just import the XML file also. Okay, I can see the XML also. Show XML. Okay, so if you go to show XML, if you are in Chrome, right, you will get in the XML tag. Here I'm not getting the XML tag. Actually, I'm just getting, you can say, the values into that. Okay, if you go to the Chrome, okay, you can see the XML also. So what I just downloaded the XML, I will just open that and I will show you how it will look like. So what I have downloaded the XML. Okay, so I will just open that XML in my notepad. Okay, so this is nothing but the XML what we have downloaded for. So in XML, you can say all the tags, right? All the field name will come as a tag. See last login time, see last name admin. These are the tags. It will go and store in this way in the XML of service. Now every record, we can do every record import XML. Everyone got this? Okay. How to export the XML? Go to export and take that XML. Okay, now we'll go to another instance. Okay, so I will go this instance. Now in this instance, I will go and I will write sys underscore user dot list. Just I want to check whether I have any user ID with power name. So there is no power. Okay. So what I want to tell you how we can import and export a record using XML in ServiceNow. Now see, if I click on new, I will create pawan.patil, pawan patil. Okay, I just saved this record. I have created this record. Now what I will do, I will just export that in XML and I want to import in Yes instance. How we can import now XML record? I will right click here. There is a C import XML. I click on import XML. I will browse that. So I will go to downloads and the first record. Click on upload. So after upload, I can see my record which I have downloaded. See Pawan part. Everyone got this? How I have imported and exported and imported. Now in this way also we can do that every record, whether it is a configuration, whether it is not configuration. Irrespective of that, we can do the things from here to here. But tell me one thing now, if I create a normal table in ServiceNow, if I want to create a table in ServiceNow, how many records will get created? It will create fields by default, 6 fields. It will create dictionary entry records. It will create you can say table record. It will create one application menu, modules, right? All these things will get created, so it is so hard to do one by one, right? So what, that's why update set came into the picture. In update set, what will happen, it will just group all the configuration items into one update set, and that update set we can, you can say, you can take that update set, we can export and we can import in another instance. Okay, for example, I will show you now. Maybe we'll use same update set topic. Okay, if you see here, there are 2 records already, application menu and tools. I will create a table now. Let's see how many records will get captured into update set. So I will go, I'll just click on tables. I will create one table. So we create a table mouse, and I am not doing anything. Just I click on new. It will create one application menu modules, right? So after creating this, just one table, because our service now is a tabular structure having a relational database. You can see if you go to the update set now, see how many records get captured into update set. Just for creating one, so you can say 18 records. We already have 2 minus 2, 16 records. So for what, access control rules. Okay, so if you create a table by default, there it will create one role as well. So you can say which table we have created. Okay, go to that table, mouse. So you can say, if you go to the controls, whenever you are creating a table, automatically one role also will get created. You underscore mouse. Okay, forget about this checkbox and all, we'll take it later. Okay, so for that, it is so hard to take one by one and go to the, you can say, another instance to you can say import that. That's why we use the update set. And update set, which things it will get captured into update set, the table records for which table we have update underscore sync equal to 2. Okay, now after that, what I will do, yeah, whenever it is in progress, all getting captured into this update set. Once you click on complete, now we are done with the update set. Now we need to migrate this update set into another instance in the same fashion. See, I put export XML. Okay. Now I will go to another instance. Here also I will go to update set. So here I should not go to local. I need to go to retrieve update set. We need to retrieve that update set. So I will right click here in the same fashion, import XML. I will browse this. So I will take this XML, which is the latest one. I click on open. I click on upload. So now this is the update set what we have. So once I do that, there is a preview update set, means whatever you are importing, whether it's suitable for this instance or not. That is something we are checking. It is suitable, close. So they have written that 18 inserted records. Just I click on commit update set. If I commit the update set, so it will just create whatever we have created in my instance. For example, let's go to mouse now. So there is a mouse table. Now this, once this update is committed, before this it is in retrieve. Now once it is committed, it means the configuration in the update set, it is in this instance. That's why this update cell will go to the local update set. Now if you want to see this update set, you need to go to local update set and you need to see that. So there is the update set covered. So see, I don't want to concentrate more on what we are doing. I want to concentrate currently how to export and import XML files from one instance to another instance. That is one thing. Second thing, it is so hard to take one by one. That's why we are going for the update set. But in update set, there is one property in ServiceNow through which only we like only using that property, system will decide whether to capture that update into your update set or not. If you are able to do that one also, if you are able to figure out that one, that is fine for me, right? But you should know, okay, what is update underscore sync property? Okay, how we can export and import. See, to import and export record. For example, just tell me one thing. Now suppose there is a mouse table, okay, fine. Maybe I will take another instance, okay, XYZ instance. There is no mouse table, okay, and I have created one field in my instance on the mouse and I captured into that update set, and I'm trying to upload that configuration into another instance. Whether I should able to do that? No, right? Because there is no table mouse, how you can import that field. So like this scenario, if you are doing that one, what should we are getting error? Okay, all these terms we will discuss next. Okay, just for now, you should know how to import and export XML. What is update set? What is update underscore sync? This thing you should know. So on this.